We are living in a time of political polarization. New this morning, a recent Boise State University public opinion survey reveals high anxiety about government, politics, and democracy in America. The Frank Church Institute at Boise State conducted the Perceptions of Democracy survey between September 24th and October 26th of 2021. Researchers polled 1,899 adults in Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Utah, and Wyoming to find out how they feel about the state of democracy in America, perceptions on common ground, media and misinformation, the 2020 election, and views on the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Let's look at some examples of the questions and results. To the question, how concerned are you, if at all, about the health of democracy in the United States? 50% of adults surveyed in the 5 states said they are very concerned. 35% said somewhat concerned. Breaking it down in Idaho, 52% very concerned, 35% somewhat. To another question, 55% of adults surveyed in the 5 states agree with the statement, the federal government works to benefit other groups of people, but not people like me. Coming on the heels of the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, respondents were asked, which of the following statements is closer to your opinion, even if neither is exactly right? 20% in the 5 states chose the statement, political violence is justified in a democracy when you believe things have gotten so bad that the government is not acting in the best interests of the people. 58% chose political violence is not justified in a democracy. The better solution is the ballot box. As for the 2020 election, the survey asked, do you believe that former Vice President Joe Biden legitimately defeated incumbent President Donald Trump in the November 2020 presidential election? 51% of people in the 5 states answered yes, that Biden legitimately won. 38% answered no. In Idaho, an even split, 44% yes, 44% no. For this Sunday's Viewpoint, I asked Frank Church Institute board member Rod Grammer for his big takeaway from the survey and how the Institute will use the survey's valuable insight.
Well, my big takeaway is if you look at the overall survey, it's pretty depressing. The faith people have in our democracy, the faith they have in our country, the fact that they think that we're really moving in the wrong direction. Many, you had 80+% concerned about the future of democracy. So at the first blush, it's pretty depressing.
What will the Frank Church Institute do with the very valuable findings of this survey?
Well, the first thing is we need to get it out to the public. So thank you for posting it. Thank you for doing the show. The second thing is we want to go out and do a listening tour across some of these states and just listen to people and find out, firsthand what they're thinking and why they're thinking that, and trying to see where there can be, where people can listen to each other and they can try to find common ground on the issues. Because I believe when people really stop and think about it, there's not that much difference. We all love this country. We all love this state. We all love democracy. We all know that it's the best form of government. So we have a lot to build on, but we've got to start talking to each other. We've got to start listening to each other. And we've got to start finding those things we can agree on.
The survey asked many more questions than we have time to cover here today. If you'd like to check out the full Perceptions of Democracy survey, we'll have a link in this story later this morning on KTVB.com. The survey topics include whether people of different political viewpoints can talk to one another about politics, as well as beliefs about misrepresentation of facts in the news. I'll break down those results and more on Viewpoint this Sunday morning at 9 o'clock here on KTVB. Staying with politics on the Capitol.